Hey everyone, Danger Zone here. Um, I haven't seen this kind of thing before. When I changed the name of the channel to Danger Zone, I got an email from somebody who watches, and he said, "Listen, how can you call yourself Danger Zone if you guys never knock down towers?" And I wasn't quite sure how that related. 'Cause, I don't think the towers is particularly dangerous. And I said to him, "I'll be honest. First of all, they're knocking down towers on all the other channels, but maybe that's what people like. I'll give you that. But also, I live in Brooklyn, New York. I was here when 9/11 happened. Yeah, I'm that old. I realize there are a bunch of you people out there who weren't even born when the Twin Towers were knocked down. But there's something about knocking down towers that I'm just not all that comfortable with. And I think you can understand that. However, he said, look, I have a restaurant out at the marina. And before you all start thinking, hey, how could there be a marina? Didn't he say he lives in Brooklyn? It's like, yes, I live in Brooklyn, New York. But I'm within 5 minutes of one marina and 15 minutes of another. I mean, if you don't believe me, look it up. Okay, just type in Brooklyn, New York, marina. He said, listen, I have a restaurant out here. And I have a coin pusher in my basement. Haven't used it in years. But here's the deal. I'll set up towers for you if you come over and knock them down. And I said, okay, but basically, more politely, but I said, what's in it for me? And he says, well, I'll throw some chips in there that'll let you win. And I said, okay, that sounds now I want to know what's in it for you. And he had this interesting idea. Rather than a buy-in, what he said to me was, tell you what, as usual, we'll count up everything of value you knock off. But if you can't also knock down all three towers in, say, this amount of quarters, then instead of me paying you what you won, you have to pay me. So I have to go ahead here and try and knock down as much of stuff as I can, just like any other game. But if I don't knock down the towers, I have to write him a check. So talk about danger zone. This is a real danger zone for my wallet. But since you guys are all worth it, and because, I don't always make the smartest decisions, there's something about this game that I think, lowers my intelligence a bit. So a quick rundown of the field here. There's $50 chips on the left tower. There's a pile of $100 chips in the middle. And the ones on this one, $500. Now I have to keep in mind, what if I don't knock down the towers? Well, then it goes from a win to a big loss. Now in the back you can see there's a bunch of mystery bags. He won't tell me what's in them, but it doesn't matter. Although I get to open any one that I choose. And I said, well, what if I don't knock down the towers and I don't want to open the bags? He said, are you really that cheap? And I said, yes. And he said, fine. If you don't knock down the towers, you don't have to open the bags. I said, good. So now here I am in his marina with his old style coin pusher. I don't even know what brand it is. And I said, how much time do I have? And he said, you have until you run out of quarters. And that seemed fair. So here I am giving it a shot with what could be a lot of my own money on the line. Here we go. It's just me today, by the way. Britt has the day off, because she's a slacker. And she doesn't work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week like I do. But, no, I'm kidding. She works very hard, and she puts in a lot of extra hours that aren't part of her salary, and I don't know what we do without her. So, all I can say is, here we go. Oh, hey, could you turn on the machine? I mean, come on, it's a little unfair. Oh, no, okay, never mind. Hold on. It wasn't plugged in. Yeah, if it wasn't plugged in, what's keeping the lights on? Okay, here we go. I gotta say, I don't... if you're thinking, hey, does a marina mean you can get on a boat and go fishing? It does. I mean, there are these big crowded party boats, but I would just as soon not. I'd love to have a boat of my own, but my wife gets horribly seasick, and she's terrified of me getting in a small boat and getting in some sort of a accident, or the weather gets bad or something. So, as I'm sure a lot of you married men will be able to tell me, when you're married, you don't always get to do everything you want to do. Now, for example, my wife won't let me get chickens. Now, we do have a small backyard. We could have a chicken coop, but my wife won't let me have chickens. And she said, and I was going, why? We could have fresh eggs every morning. And she said, John, because I know what had happened. You'd be really happy we had chickens, and I'd spend all my time cleaning up after chickens. And I got better things to do. And, yeah. I suppose there's things she doesn't get to do because of me. I'm not much for traveling, for instance. She'd love to, get on planes and travel the world and stuff like that. And it's like, nah. It's just not my thing. Everybody says, geez, I want to see this place, or I want to see this place. Oh, okay, the towers are moving. That's a good sign. Okay. I'm going to keep hitting the right side. Or I don't know, maybe the left side, because that's where the towers didn't move. I gotta tell you, it looks a lot easier to knock down these towers when you watch it on TV or on YouTube or Facebook or wherever you're watching it than it is in real life. I mean, this whole game is harder in real life. I think the people who do this online, like me, like Josh Bartley, like J. Will Coin Pusher, the people who go to the effort of entertaining you guys by risking our own money. And let me tell you, my channel is not yet monetized. Oops. So, what you're watching me put in is indeed my own money. And it's not like I have 10,000 viewers or 100,000 viewers so I can monetize this thing yet. So, I'm gonna, basically, I'm gonna do what everybody else does. First, I'm gonna imitate the successful people, like Josh and Jay Will, and then I'm gonna do my own thing. And almost everything they do, he really didn't put many quarters on the backfield. I'm not getting many quarters back yet either. I don't know if he... I don't know. Sometimes I'm too trusting of strangers. Right. Maybe he just wants to rip me off. Who knows? Sorry. You're not trying to rip me off, and you have a great restaurant here. But if you want to find the restaurant, there are marinas in Brooklyn, but there aren't all that many marinas. But as I keep telling you, in New York City, coin pushers are illegal, so they kind of prefer to keep it under wraps. That they have one, okay? Well, so far, I've got like 4 quarters back, if that, and nothing else. But hey, maybe that's not so bad. I mean, just think. If I don't get anything off, and it all seems to be up on the towers, if I don't get anything off, then win or lose, I don't owe anybody anything. So I'm kind of wondering why am I trying to knock these towers down? Well, he's right. A lot of people just love to see the towers come down, and to be honest, so do I. But I am going to have a little chat with him about why there were so few quarters in the backfield to start that I basically had to spend a whole cup just loading it up. Okay. Huh. Well, that was probably just some... Yeah, well, it's definitely just some quarters. I can see that nothing came down. Okay, let's see if I got any quarters back. Yeah, I still have another cup after this, but this is all I got back. So I'm gonna... Oh, and I got this. It's a construction chip. It's not worth anything. Okay. I really have to start doing live shows so I can ask you guys what I'm supposed to do. I see. See, I thought, it'll be easy. I'll just knock off the tower in the center. It's mostly quarters. If you can see, yeah. And then I'll have plenty of quarters for the rest of the game. But no, it's not knocking off. Gosh, this game can be frustrating sometimes. Okay, that's that. And how many quarters did I get this time? Still from the first cup? 4. 4 quarters. Well, not doing me any good out here, so... Hey, that bag finally came down. I wonder why... What was in that bag that's different from the other bags? Let's just wait a minute and see what happens. Some quarters are stuck in the back. I'll bug him about that. Oh, they came down. And some more quarters came down. Two more quarters. Okay. More. Maybe I'm being... 4. I got 4 quarters. Maybe it's just my own until I have no quarters, which is now. I don't like to move on to the second cup. Okay, I mean, I want to just keep playing with the first cup and see what I can get. The towers are not moving at all. Well, they move every once in a while, so I'm pretty certain he didn't glue them in place. Well, at least I got some quarters back. That'll help. Okay, guys, give me a sec. I'm going to talk to him about loosening up those quarters that are plugging his chute. Okay, we're back. He's loosened up the quarters. That's the important thing. And he was just sort of laughing at how I can't get the quarters down, the towers down. But I said, hey, it's not just me who's losing money. If I can't get any of the towers down, I don't win any money. And I don't have to pay you any money. And he said, well, I guess, sometimes things just work out even. But he doesn't care because the restaurant upstairs is doing phenomenal. It's not even a mob place. I talk a lot about the mob for a guy who's not in the mob. Maybe I mean the comedy mob. That's a real thing. Okay. Quarters are getting stuck in the same place. Maybe that's his trick. But why would he? I don't know. Why would he want to do that? Ugh. I just want to knock down the one with the quarters, okay? for now, I'm going to start with that one. Hey, could you come unclog your machine? I know it's old and rusty, but could you? Thank you. Hold on a sec, guys. Of course, that's the way it is. The moment I turn off the camera, a tower falls partly down at least. So I got a 500 chip, but the question is, does he owe it to me? Or at this point, I owe it to him. So let's not get too excited just yet. I gotta clean out this chute, but I'm not turning the camera off again. Not again. At least there's a bit of an upside. It brought some quarters down with it, so I'm going to be able to restock a bit. Okay. Here we go, gang. Let's try this again. But hey, maybe that's good news. Maybe that means that tower is falling off. You know, I've noticed quarters don't always wind up where I want them to, but I guess that's how the game works. More quarters. Okay. Hey, stuff's starting to move. That's something. Keeps clogging up. You know what? If I ever do that kind again, I'm going to ask to check out the machine before I agree to play on it. You just sort of get used to assuming these things are going to work. Of course, the clog is right in the middle. I have no choice. I have to get it unclogged again, but I'm not turning the camera off. Okay, he's making me turn the camera. Okay. Oh no, sorry, he's making me turn the camera off. Oh, I wish he'd let me keep the camera on. But I had this idea, hold on. But I had this idea that if I turned off the pusher, which I asked him to do, if we turned off the pusher, nothing would happen. So of course, the moment the pusher goes off, tower falls down. Hold on. Okay, now he can't find the keys to turn it back on all of a sudden. Be right back. Okay, he found the keys. So, here we go. He's turning the machine back on. I'm going to grab out what quarters I can before all those chips start pouring in. I got this many quarters. I'm going to put it in with what I had. They're talking about putting in a casino not far from me in Coney Island, which is part of Brooklyn, believe it or not. Or is it? I don't know. It's right down the highway from me. And neighborhood is against it. And I don't really blame them on one hand. On the other hand, that place has been in crappy shape for decades. And now just to catch you guys up here. So far I have this 500, and I have one tower down. And I'm just hoping if another tower comes down, at least I find it on I finally get it on camera. I mean, it's easy to knock towers down off camera. All you need is a stick. Okay. I gotta tell you guys, it sounds a lot more exciting than it is. I'm really hoping that 100 tower goes down next. Oh, if you wanting to, just in case you want to know, my wife is actually eating in this restaurant, which I hear is very good. And with a bunch of her friends, Probably out there talking about her ridiculous husband is, there's more chips. About how her ridiculous husband is out wasting money. Hey, I think I got a bag down. What? I haven't gotten a bag down before. Let's see. Okay, here's a bag. I get, there's no waiting to the end. I get to open it right away. And this bag has a 100 chip, which isn't bad, but again, I don't know if that means he owes me $600 at the end or I owe him $600 at the end. So this whole thing is screwy. I gotta clean out. Too many chips. Hold on. People say a lot of us coin pushers complain too much on our channels. Oops, sorry. But we have a lot to complain about. It's hard to keep playing this game. And, a lot of the time you don't win. Oh, I got another bag. I'll take a look at that in a minute. Okay, let's see what's in this bag. Another 100 chip. Okay, that's 700 at stake here. And I got like a half cup of quarters left. Let's see where I can go from here. Well, that's 2 quarters on the floor. That won't be of any help. If some of the chips would move over to the right, it would help me with pushing. Oh, it's up against the 500 tower is pushing up against the glass, which I don't know if it'll help or hurt. Hold on. Gotta get rid of some chips and pull out my quarters. Now, the problem with cleaning out the chute is not really just the act of cleaning it out, is that there's a lot of stuff in it that's useless. I mean, at this point in the game at least. But I did okay. Quarters, so let's see where we can go from here. You know, I gotta tell you, now that it's down to 2 towers, it does make me a little uncomfortable. You know, there another coin pusher complaining because my wife lost a cousin in the Twin Towers attack. And was that chips? Was it quarters? I don't know. You can see better than I can now. You know, my whole point in doing this, well, other than maybe winning some money, is I wanted to finally catch a tower fall on camera for the channel. But so far, no luck. It only happens if I turn the camera off. Maybe I should just get another camera so I can turn this camera off. Well, I got back enough to keep playing at least. Ooh, maybe I'll do something. Ooh, some more quarters, that's something. It's not much, but it's something. Okay, I reached the point where I have to pick up the quarters on the floor. Okay, I think this is probably it. Unless something that hasn't happened yet happens. Maybe it will. Chips, chips, and more chips. Uh, oh, I got a 50 chip by him. Yeah, the way this is going, that's $750 I'm gonna owe him. Oops, sorry. I'm just going to just pump in all the rest of my chips and see what happens. I mean chips, quarters. More quarters. And oh, it was all quarters, no chips. Okay, I get to play a little longer. Use the same tactic, and if I can only use it twice. Okay, 3 times. Oh, oh. Well, oh, I didn't see what was in the. Oh, wow. $750. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna focus the camera in a little better, just in case that one does fall down. More chips, maybe quarters, I don't know. How can half that tower be hanging over the precipice and nothing happens? Okay, let's I'm out of quarters there. Oops. Okay, chips. Oh, I got another bag. Oh, great. You know, I'm beginning to think all these bags just have 100 chips in them. Huh. So that's 850. And I have 5 quarters left. Okay, this is my last quarter, guys. Oh, I thought it was. Okay, this is my last quarter, guys. Okay. These are my last quarters, guys. I'm going to just keep saying it. It's working. Okay, these are my last 2 quarters, guys. And nothing. Okay, so. Oh, what do you know? This is my last quarter. I should have known to wait a little bit. Nothing. I'll give it a minute or two. Well, let's count up, shall we? I owe him 500, 600, 700, 800, $850. And that's it. Right now, Danger Zone does not have the power to take down the tower. And, but other than taking my money, he's a perfectly nice guy. He says, tell you what, why don't we do this once a week? I'll send out some flyers and maybe we'll get an audience for you. And I said, basically, I said more politely, because you want to have people show up and just to watch me be an idiot? And he said, John, I checked on your reputation. Thousands of people will show up to see you be an idiot. And what can I say? Except, what anyone would say under that circumstances. Okay, but I get 5% of their checks. And he said, sounds fair. So I'm going to be the new chimp on a stick attraction. I'm going to be his capuchin monkey. I'm going to come here and not knock anything down. And that's just going to draw in an audience, and maybe I'll make some money off the checks. Anyway, thank you all. Please, if you've made it this far, you might as well just do one more little thing and like and subscribe and notify. And, I have a very simple goal. I'd like by the end of February, or make it March, I'd like to be over 100 subscribers. I have 60 right now. So just get everyone you know to subscribe. You don't have to like the people. I don't have to like the people. They just need to subscribe. Thank you guys. Sorry for not getting a falling tower on. You know what? Screw it. He's going to set it up again for next week. So there we go. A tower fall on camera. 2 tower falls on camera. Let's make sure this one goes the right way. Well, I don't know if you got that on camera because my hand was in the way. This is what was supposed to happen. Okay, guys, I got nothing. Thank you much. Have a good night.